and welcome to episode 6 of The Way Home. This is Pat, and today's episode is about love. The Beatles got it right. Love is all you need. That concept is so true. And it's a subjective experience. It's a feeling. It's a knowing. It's an action. It's everything. But how does one get to that state? How can you be able to live in a constant state of not just love, but of peace and of joy? Well, it's possible. And you can do it. See, that is part of your purpose. Is to be some of the first in a long time to be able to experience your life that way. And it all starts within. To really understand how you can do that, journaling your thoughts and your feelings is going to be very crucial for you, because you are not like everybody else. You are completely separate and unique and beautiful and amazing and loving, and you don't think or feel like anyone else. You are tuned or were created differently than everyone around you. In order, wherever you are right now in your life and in your pursuit of your own love, of your own joy, you can turn your mind and your heart around. Is the journey worth it? Yes. Is the journey going to be simple? Yes. Your mind may not view it as such, but it actually is. My suggestion to you is that each day, journal your most inner thoughts and feelings and get them out on paper. For one, that will really allow you to release the energy and trauma and the vibration of whatever you have experienced in life so far that is in your heart and in your mind and in your soul. The whole goal of this and the whole goal of you is to get back into a perpetual state of love, of joy, of happiness, no matter the outside circumstances. Journaling and being able to not just release it and throw it away, but also journaling your thoughts, journaling your dreams, and being able to look to see what comes out, to know yourself on a deeper level, because you are your own job. God and your spirit guides cannot completely do it for you. In fact, they can't do it for you at all. What they do is allow you to, well, it's like a guidance. But you are the one in this reality. You are the one living your life. You are the one with the choice. Life is all about choice. And choosing you is the best choice you'll ever make. And choosing you authentically and lovingly and correctly. You may not know your authentic you, but you will. Just give it time. There are many forms of journaling. Gratitude journaling specifically is amazing, and it will allow you to be able to start to cultivate a more authentic sense of what is in your own heart and your own soul. And another thing, during your process of this, of your twin flame journey, your mind, just know, is not always correct and does not know everything. What is amazing to realize is that you will be able to start to see that your heart and your soul have a higher sense of awareness of you and of God and of your surroundings. It's amazing. It may take time for you to fully realize that and act upon that, and that's fine. You are exactly where you need to be. You may have figured out by now that other people around you, whether that be people you grew up with, family, friends, any of them, people you meet in college, people you meet at jobs, people you meet that are your neighbors. When you start developing, or when you did start developing relationships with them and social interactions with them and connections, you may not even have realized this, but actually, none of those people can or do or will fully ever be able to understand you. And it's supposed to be that way. God made you that way. You were created to not have anybody fully understand you. Yes, except for your reflection or your twin flame, wherever they are out there. Hopefully you'll meet them one day. That's not for me to decide. So, coming home to yourself, that is why I named this The Way Home. Because what you will learn during this process is coming back to a state that you did not know that you could even be at. You didn't, but it is. It's real. It's possible. It's happening right now. And the further along you decide to journal your feelings, journal your past, there's an amazing set of work, there is an amazing course that exists by a guy named Jordan Peterson, and he's a famous psychologist, and he designed a course which is on his website. You can also find it for free, and you just have to look for it on the internet, and it basically allows you to divide up your entire life into 7 epochs or 7 stages. And it's up to you to decide what you base those 7 stages on. Though journaling techniques like that are profoundly useful and are going to be profoundly just crucial in your journey in this, because what you are doing is you are undoing yourself. You are going to go through, or are going through, a very serious but yet beautiful and amazing reset or growth or journey into a state of perpetual love and abundance, because all of those terms that you hear in different sects of society today, abundance, joy, love, peace, happiness, all of those feelings and, quote, states of being are, one, up to you to do and to cultivate, and 2, are all an internal state or internal feelings. And yes, is it possible? Yes, it's possible. And you're going to do it. Will you have ups and downs with it? Yes. You are in human form. You are going to have trials and errors with things in your life. And as you continue to journal, you will actually be able to see, once a lot of the trauma is out, or once a lot of the things that need to come out from a negative perspective, those things, once they are out and you continue to journal, you will actually see what is underneath all of that stuff, and you will be able to see how beautiful your soul and your heart is. Because guess what? 1, you are not your mind. Your mind is a tool, and your mind is up to you to change. And yes, along your specific journey, you will 100%, you always have and you always will, have help along the way. And I don't mean human help either. You will have divine help. You will have God's help. You will have a spiritual counsel, you could say, or because that's one thing about you too, is that you are so special. You actually have what are known, a good label is psychic gifts. They're spiritual gifts. To be able to communicate with spirits, to be able to communicate with the other world, with the beyond, with the heavens, and which is a beautiful gift, which you may have known you've had that. You may have had an interest in it when you were younger or a different sex of your life, but God gave you that for a reason, so you are able to communicate with them, but to allow them in so you can make correct decisions and to know that you are not by yourself on this journey. The journey itself is the whole point of it. And doing the best you can each day in it, because it's way more than journaling. Journaling is a huge and crucial part that I recommend to you to please to start and cultivate. And if you already do it, great, keep doing it. Because you will just see how special you really are. You will be able to see your own uniqueness on paper in front of you. Not another soul on this planet telling you that, because you don't need that. You just need you. And as scary as that might seem, that is 100% how you were made, and that is 100% what you can do. Because being able to be free truly means to be truly you, but to have no one holding you back, and to have no one telling you what to do, and to have no one but you. Because freedom is you being able to do whatever you want to do. Now, yes, there are stipulations with that, of course. There are ways in which you do not need to act. And I cannot make you. These are just suggestions, because part of really coming home to you and to your heart and soul is learning how to live in love. Not just by taking care of your body, not just by journaling, not just by shadow work, not just by sound therapy, not just by prayer and meditation. Yes, all of those are crucial and are key to coming home and to living the way you were designed to live. But it's also how you interact with the world around you, meaning other people, how you show up in your life, no matter what your home life looks like, no matter what your job is out in the world right now, no matter the environments that you have or choose to go into every day. It is all of this is also about you representing the characteristics of love, because your human character, so funny, you're a character. I don't mean, that's not supposed to be funny either. You're playing a role. Your life is a character, because you are more than your life. Yes, your life is very important, but you are actually your heart and your soul. I believe those two things are 100% directly connected and are all one. They may look separate in human form, but they really are all of one thing. They're all of God. They're all of one creation. They're all intertwined so intricately that really there is no difference. And that is what your journey will consist of as well, is you fixing and realigning and healing the connection between your heart and your soul and your mind. You have the ability to be, which you actually will be a divine embodiment of divine love. And doing that takes not worrying about what other people think of you, not worrying about letting people down, not people pleasing. All of these different, characteristics of your character are a very huge part of you healing, because everything, just look at it simply, everything is energy. And I mean on the fundamental core of life, of existence, everything is energy. So working that scale up from the smallest micro atom, smallest thing the human mind can even possibly try to conceive, and then work your way outwards from that. Well, everything's still energy. It's just on a bigger scale. The higher your perspective is, that doesn't mean that it's not energy. It's still energy. It's just a different perspective. So, when you go out into the world and you interact with people at the grocery store, when you interact with people at your job, when you interact with your neighbors, when you interact with the mechanic fixing your car, you are actually sending out vibrations and sending out energy every moment of your existence. And when you talk to people and when you are around people, what you are is you're actually an antenna that shoots out whatever vibrations and frequencies, energies, that you have in you. Whether you're aware of that or not, you have actually always been like that ever since you were born. Now, children, and I mean 0 to like 7 or 8, 9, 10. Okay, human children are actually sponges, and they are born into this world in a pure but yet 0 point state, meaning the world around them has not formed them, and they have not formed themselves yet. It's both. It's really you inside, but most babies are not consciously aware of what I'm talking about. And if you are, and you're a baby and you listen to this, that is awesome. Good for you. What you are also doing is reverting yourself into your inner child and into your inner purity and inner love, because that is where source is, the source in you, God. That is where, because God is love. There are forces at work in this reality that may have made you, or may have guided you down a path of your mind not, or just believing things that aren't true about Source, or about God, or about, spirituality, however it is. All you really need to know is that God is love. That the vibration of love that this whole movement is about and is here to help guide and teach you to get back to, what it is that you're actually emanating the highest form of love that you possibly can in human form on this planet. Now that sounds like a tall order. It is. And you can do it. You are actually created to do so. And as your journey continues, you will see yourself change and grow, and you will be proud of that. And when you interact with people, you'll see that all of these different tendencies, these negative tendencies that you had, they'll go away over time, because you'll be able to see yourself change and grow, and you'll be able to see yourself and what you need to change and what areas you need to grow. That is why journaling is so crucial. My recommendation to you is to journal as much as you can. And if you think you don't have time, you actually do. Thinking you don't have time is your only block from that, because God wants you to heal and grow and to realign with universal God, Source, love. And God wants you to be able to put yourself first. And now that is your choice to do that, and that will get easier over time. Love is an action word as well, because those actions out into the world or out to yourself actually emanate from an inside source. You have actually always had that source within you. You are just now, you are on the journey to back to it, because you've always had it. And however long that takes is perfectly fine, because you are where you need to be. You're exactly where you need to be. And you have the ability to recultivate and to refine all of that love. And I recommend journaling as much as you can throughout your day. Journaling your deepest feelings, journaling your past, looking at your past, journaling down your hopes, dreams, and goals, because, like I mentioned in a previous episode, your life is a little bit more magical than your mind may tell you. Your energy is so special and potent and amazing that things that you write down will come true. That is part of the manifestation process. Actually, all humans can do that, but you specifically, because you're a twin flame and you're on this special, unique journey with you and God, you're not better than. Your energy is more potent because you are supposed to use it in a higher calling or a higher purpose than a lot of people that may be around you right now. Because your energy is so high and so potent, realigning it with love is what The whole purpose is so you can use your talents and your energy and your creativity that God gave you, whatever they are, to be able to truly serve others and to truly give back before your time on this earth ends. So, journaling affirmations, there are a plethora of free affirmation apps that you can put on your cell phone and that can send you notifications throughout your day, because you probably check your phone more than once a day. I know I do. And it's really cool to look down and see affirmations that you can tell yourself, especially when you're having when you react with stress in some moment of your day. And then you look down and you forget about all that. And then you look down and you see that affirmation and it's just the perfect one. It's because the universe wants you to succeed. Your journey is part of the reason why you exist. And the universe is right there with you to help you. Is there an end to it? I don't know. I really don't think so. But that is a topic for another episode. You will be able to see, because you have had some trauma in your life. And you listening to this podcast right now means that you have not dealt with 100% of it. And that's fine. You will realize as your journey goes on that you are so unique and special that a therapist will not be able to fully understand you. That no human outside of you will be able to truly understand you, but guess what? You truly understand you, and you will be able to do that if you don't already. And you are able to find what does. Now, Source, God, the universe, has always loved you and understands you completely and perfectly in every moment. Because the universe created you, because God created you. And that may take time for you to be able, for your mind specifically, to be able to fully accept and to fully grasp. And that is part of the journey too, is realigning your mind to be able to understand that, to fathom what that means, but not just fathom it, not just understand it with your mind, but to feel it at your core. That's where the beauty is your feelings, because your feelings or energy determine the course of your life, and they determine the course of your future. Now, what is interesting is this, that along your journey, you will be spoken to by the universe. And you will see that there are guidances that you can take to help further you along your journey. But what is so interesting is that when the universe gives you these signs, these nudges, these plain actions that you can take. Okay, taking those actions and listening to those signs and deciphering and understanding, well, what does that mean? that is actually you to figure out. You definitely do have the ability to really dig deep into what the signs and synchronicities that you are given from the universe are. No one else around you at all, no matter if you're married or because you are not supposed to be able to relate to anyone but yourself. And yes, your twin flame that is out there somewhere, the mirror reflection to you, is yourself. It's just a reflection. That person will understand you, but you know what's interesting is that person will only understand you when you understand you. That's so cool. And understanding you is part of the gift that God gave you to do, is figuring out your specific purpose and what the universe wants you to fulfill as part of your purpose. I am not here to tell you that. That is between you and the universe. But I know that there are baseline things, baseline actions, baseline holistically way to live that are going to help you to align better to your specific purpose and to your journey. Because you'll figure it out. It's so fun for you to be able to do this, because you are going to see that, well, you are not who you thought you were. And think about what I just said. You are not who you thought you were. Your thoughts will be changed in the course of doing this. Journaling, oh my goodness, is a terrific way to get to start to understand what your thoughts look like and what your mind looks like if you don't know. It will make you become more aware of yourself during your day. And that is needed in you to be able to further you along in your journey, because, well, that's a lot of your journey, is you being with yourself and you understanding all of you, not just your mind, not just your body, not just your soul, but everything. There is a suggestion for you that I just thought of. There is a practice, and the label is New Age. It's just a practice that exists that was started I really don't know how long ago it started, and it is more recent, it seems. And that method, the Sedona method, I encourage you to Google that, the Sedona method. And what that is a method of you being able to pull out and to deal with the feelings, any feelings, no matter how traumatic or how much you think you can't handle it, or you don't want to handle it, or you don't want to face it. This Sedona method is a very good way for you to start being able to consciously assess and figure out and determine your feelings, whether they be from the current moment or from the past, because you have been out of line with your own feelings. And that's okay, because you are able to now start understanding them, start getting them out, start processing them, and start recultivating newer and better feelings. The Sedona method, and there's five different practices within the Sedona method that allow you to be able to release your feelings and to feel them and to assess them correctly. I am not going to name all those 5 steps here. I just highly encourage you to look it up. I know it works. I've tried it. And it is so... Well, it's really cool, actually, that exists, because it doesn't really require you to do a lot. It just requires you to focus on yourself and for you to have an awareness of yourself during your day. And because you may have started to realize that for a long time you were asleep in your life. You were just going, and yeah, I mean, you think that you were aware of yourself, but as your specific twin flame journey continues, you will actually see that you were asleep to yourself a lot more than you may think or may have thought or may have even realized. Part of you waking up to yourself is realizing that you have more control over yourself than anybody has ever told you before, or that you have even allowed yourself to do. And starting to take that wheel back and following the guidance and following the signs and prayers and the universe as a whole, because it is there to help you all the time. But you are the player one. You are the one doing it. And the further along your journey goes, it actually gets easier and more comfortable for you to take your own wheel and control back. And that is a process that will not happen overnight. That is a process, however, that is worth doing and is part of your purpose. And accepting it is going to help you a lot. And no matter what you've been through, no matter where you are right now, know that the signs and the synchronicities from the divine, from the universe, from God, are what you actually are supposed to be trusting more than any other human around you. Now, I know how that might sound to your mind as well, but it's true that whenever you start this journey and wherever you're at, because the journey's ongoing, it doesn't end. There's just different stages of it, different levels. You will start to realize that the universe will show you actually what is going on around, what is actually going on around you. Not what you think is going on, not what your preconceived notions are, but what reality actually is. And some of you will not believe it at first, and some of you have never been trained. Your mind has never been trained. Your awareness has never been trained to see what is actually going on, because you have been asleep for your whole life and up until whatever point of your journey you are on now. And know that, there is a term that is going to really, really help you when you start to realize what's going on, and when you start to be able to take these steps and these actions, and to follow the signs that you see, but not just see them and intellectually think of them, but to actually perform those actions. You will start to see that the term walk by faith, not by sight, is 100% what you are going to be doing, and may already be doing, on your journey. The twin flame journey is not a joke. The twin flame journey, it's funny. It's a paradox. What it is it's more than a paradox. It's everything. Because what you'll have to do is you're going to have to face yourself, and you're going to have to face your innermost stuff. And no, you're not going to like it all the time, but it's part of your heart and your soul will push you through it. You may be adverse to it at some points, but what's cool about it is that will come back around at some point, so you can face it, and it will keep coming around until you learn your lesson and just choose the correct actions. But also, it shows you how strong you will become, because this journey, think about what I said at the beginning of this. For you to be able to cultivate an internal, and a lot of it has to do with your mind. It's all mind, body, and spirit they're all connected, but the mind is going to be a very big tool in all of this. Is your mind to live in a complete state of love and of joy and of peace and of calm and of happiness, no matter what's going on outside of you. And I don't mean outside like outside your house. I mean outside of you. Well, that sounds ludicrous. Well, guess what? It's not. The only reason you think that it's ludicrous or it sounds ludicrous is actually because the world has told you that that's not possible. It is 100% possible for you to live like that. And for you, and I mean do it sober, not with chemicals, not with anything but you. Now that will take work. There's no way around the work. And that work is doable for every single one of you. Because that right there, I'll give you a hint, is definitely part of your purpose. Your specific purpose. Well, semi-specific purpose is cultivating that, because what that is during the journey of that, and then once you fully cultivate it and embody that going forward, excuse me, is you are going to realize that you are doing this for everyone else's benefit, not in a people-pleasing manner, but to be an example. That you are the example of what it means to live divinely on earth. And living divinely means embodying a state of pure bliss and of pure joy and of happiness, no matter what is going on on the outside of you. It is possible. Well, it's not I mean, you will do it. I know you'll do it. It'll just take you time. And you being an example of love, because think about it. If God is love, which God is, then you're an example of God. That you are going out into the world. I mean, you are at your home, but really it's you going out into the world in any environment, no matter where you're going or what you're doing. You are an embodiment of God. You are an example of how God wants you to be, but of God's character, which brings me back to this. Okay. Part of the journaling and part of you developing a sense of awareness of yourself and developing a knowing of yourself and a relationship with yourself. Okay. That will require you to let go. Excuse me. That will cause you to you will see that letting go of any negative character attributes of your current character, of people pleasing, or of lying, or of stealing, or of committing adultery, or of any of these, yes, biblical negative character attributes is you living the complete opposite of your purpose. It's you embodying. It is you embodying your false self. And you will have at least one or more of those characteristics, or have done one or more of those characteristics and within you. And that, just know that that's okay, but that is not who you are. None of those actions were or are who you are at all. You just have gotten lost somewhere along the way. And I'm here to bring you home. Yes. And help you come home. I can't make you do it. And I can just be an example and help guide you. And to be able to go out into the world and be an example of love doesn't mean you having, it's all of it. It's holistic. It's showing yourself God's love. Whew. So you can be at the same time an example and a vibration and an energy to others. Whether because what's cool about all this is that because everything is energy, everything is also connected on a very fundamental level. Okay, that means that you developing yourself into God's character of love, which is really just your authentic self, is going to affect the entire world. It will affect people that you will never, ever meet. It will obviously also affect people you do meet. And it will affect people you see at the grocery store. It will affect everyone around you because because you are on an earth with a bunch of people around you. And you representing divine love on earth is, wow. I mean, just listen to how that sounds. That sounds otherworldly. That's because it is. And just know that, whether your mind right now believes this or not, this is true. And along your journey, you will see how true this actually is for yourself, that all of the answers lie within you, that you are way more aware, but the answers will come from within, because when you look, I'll say it. When you look out of yourself, when you, like, whatever you're doing right now, and you take your eyes and you focus outward onto the world, what you're doing actually is that you yourself are looking at the universe. Because the universe is everything, because God is everything. God is love. Now, of course, there are going to be people that you may see that do not represent God correctly, or all that stuff. But that is not your focus. Your focus is actually to be an example for those people. Isn't that beautiful? God, it's beautiful. And it is about you living the best life that you can. No, that does not mean having $2 trillion in your bank account and living in the Rothschilds' mansion. It's really the opposite. It's because all that worldly stuff you will come to see does not matter at all. Like, yeah, you are experiencing the world because your life exists in this world, but you will come to see that you're not of this world, though. And that is a paradox that I will allow you to figure out the answer to and what that means. You are so loved and are so just, just cared for on this journey. You'll see. It's beautiful. It's the most precious gift is you. Well, I think that about does it for this episode. Again, this is Pat. Thank you for listening. I hope and pray that you got something out of this. And this movement that I started is called The Way Home. I also have social media such as Lemon8, TikTok, Instagram, Threads, by the same name, The Way Home. And you can find more information and posts there as well. Please support the movement. And I also have a website, which that website has links to all of the different introductory courses that I designed to give you more information about the topics that I cover in this podcast and on my social media pages. The website is www.thewayhome.wordpress7, the number 7.com. That is www.thewayhome.wordpress7.com. There's a lot of dots in that. And that website has ways you can donate to the channel, ways you can email me to volunteer to help this movement grow, or if you want to contribute to it in any way. And oh yeah, it's got free courses, and it's got free digital downloads, like free little PDFs that I made to help you to just about a couple different topics that are covered in this. That it's just information. It's sharing the message. And I really appreciate your time. Thank you. And I love you. Goodbye.